Okay, first thing I want to say is that you don't need to go through some extreme experience. You don't need to go to jail to get this, to click. You don't need an extreme experience. Each and every being comes here getting exactly what is needed constantly. It's all provided, right? So some of us, with this one, the trajectory, the way this came in, the unique, we're all coming in with a unique trajectory. I'm not good at saying that word. So we all come in with, and that's unique. Each and every one is having a unique experience here. The same one is in an expression of diversity, right? So a diverse experience, like it's never the same, never ever ever. It used to be that it was one odd being awakening to this, and quite many of them have been through extreme experience and circumstances that created the stage for a shift to happen. Yeah, I will say that for myself now, working with many beings, I can see that because of the readiness that's here collectively, the collective squeeze around the throat, the collective, because it's like it, and that squeeze, say cranking up the volume of the search, and so many things becoming available, like these meetings and self-help and development and all of this. There's so much more available in our evolutionary experience that the readiness for this shift, it's coming down to simple. I work with beings all the time, and I can tell you that when I do private sessions, 9 times out of 10 they have that shift. Yeah, I can tell you that I work with beings all the time, and that shift happens in. It's so simple and it's so easy, but you have to be ready for simple. It's the readiness. It is the readiness it's the readiness to value. Because I can show this shift very, very easily to more or less almost anybody. But can it be valued? If it cannot be valued, because it is so simple, it's as simple as what has been here all the time, me showing you the nose on your face. What will you say to me if I show you the nose on your face? You say, shut up, I want something big, explosion, different. I know the nose on my face. I'm not interested in that. So whatever it is that, stay with me, because it's coming all the way around. Yeah, I know, you're going, but don't, just stay with me, okay? So this simplicity, it takes a certain readiness to give value, because the simplicity of somebody showing you the nose on your face, what are you going to say to them? Oh yeah, I'll give my whole life for that. No, the readiness to value that is when you realize what this nose really, really, truly is. Where I was going with that, it's a flow. When it comes, it's an energy that moves. And where I was going with that was that because of the situation that I was in, the value, I didn't see the outside sky for 3 years. I didn't see the nighttime for 3 years. I didn't see what nighttime looked like. I didn't see darkness. The curtains were always closed at 5 o'clock. So I never saw any more the darkness anymore. I never saw the face of a male. I didn't speak for 3 years. So many things were taken away that the value of those things became extreme. The value of every little tiny thing became extreme. Right? The value of the price of just being able to walk from here to the top of the road by myself became extreme. So the value of all the little tiny things of life became like 10 million than what we all take for granted, right? So in the moment that I came to see the value was the shift. This value was the explosion. Because what I saw had all the value, because nothing can take away this smile. They have taken all my freedom, they have taken all my rights, they have taken everything they possibly could take, but they cannot take this smile. What is it in you that can smile?
Is that a question?
Yeah, go there right now. What is it that you can, is it in you that can bring a smile regardless of anything?
Yeah.
Nothing can take that away from you.
But you saying this
Come
experience
with me.
within yourself
Come with me.
is empowering to me now, is what I'm
Yes,
saying.
I'm asking you to come
Yeah.
with me in that.
Yeah.
I'm asking you to come with me in that. Yeah? Go really to where that smile is in you. Bring it forward into the knowing that nothing can take that. That is free. No matter what experience happens in your life, the most tragic, the most terrible, the most difficult, the most challenging, there is something in you that nothing can take away. I came to know that. I came to know that. So all their screaming at me and all their telling me, showing me all their power, where I rendered powerless, I had something that they could not touch. And that smile was inward. It wasn't outside, it was inward. And it was a knowing of what cannot be taken. What you cannot take from me is growing. And out of that, the smile began to look everywhere and see the joke. To see the joke of these guards running, shouting at everybody, thinking they are powerful. Ha! Ha! You cannot take this. And that knowing inside began growing. Growing into the knowing that all the masters had been pointing to this. And it was already my innermost. Did that have value? That had all the value, because nothing could take that away. And I began to know a place, where I could drop into night after night. That opened up. And I began to let go into that opening. And it revealed itself to me as the one I long for, as the one I've always longed for, and I could not find any more a me separate. And the knowing began dropping in like pearls. Dropping in to reveal itself as Sat, which is truth. Chit, which is consciousness. As Ananda, which is bliss. On the surface, I was still apparently a prisoner. And the surface experience was excruciating. But deep inside, in the knowing of what cannot be taken. It was like a doorway that I could lay back on my bed and drop into, and drop and drop and drop and drop, and it never stopped opening. The value of this? Crying began to happen, and it never stopped. Yeah? Because I'd been searching all of the life to know freedom. I'd been searching all of the life for real love. And at that time, I had a master, Osho, who was poetically pointing to something that seemed so far away, something called enlightenment, that was so far away. It looked like such a great big, wow, I will never, ever, 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 ever get there, okay? A master who was pointing to something which was so, so simple after all. This, I will say, for me, was the beginning. It was the end of a separate self, me, and it was the beginning of the undoing, the real undoing. I got flown back on a plane to England, and I landed here, watching mad people running everywhere trying to get somewhere. All telling a million stories and all believing them. I met my parents who thought that I was their child. I was so in such a deep, profound place that it all looked totally mad. Even the fact that they were calling me by my name, which was Kerry, and some energy that belonged to something called Kerry was rising up and answering. And I said, huh? Where does that come from? Because for 3 years I've lived without the name, as being only aware, and now suddenly there's an energy rising up in response to the name they're calling. And patterns and conditions are coming up with this energy. Fucking hell, they're not mine. What am I going to do about that? I cannot be that. I cannot live my life as that. What am I going to do now? Yeah? I did the most challenging thing, and I got into a relationship which brought all of that up, more and more and more. And there I was with this knowing of great freedom and truth, and yet there was this energy being called up in response to relating. And this sent me right back into another confusion. What am I supposed to do with all this? Right there started the inquiry into how does all this fit together? How to live in this human play in relating in the world and be true to what I know and realize. How does this all come together? Take me back to jail. It was all so easy in that cell, you know? There was nobody there. And that began the integration process where I had to really come to know how to meet all this human experience from this depth of truth. It is not either or. It is not wake up from this dream and then shift to this other reality and then that's all over. It's not. That's an illusion that many have about non-duality. I don't speak that way. I speak what I live, and that is the integration of all these levels. I'm all of it. I am this Ananta form on the surface who has a life with challenges, and I meet those challenges from my deepest knowing, and I feel it all. I feel the whole human experience. I don't deny it. I don't push it away and go into a higher place where it's all just... I meet it all, I feel it all, and it all just passes through. And I give my whole life to spreading this message and igniting this truth in all beings who are open and ready for that. Because nothing else is worth living for. Not for this one.